Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Jihan Bakiri from the Office of Student Assessment.
And my name is Amy Marsman from the Office of Educational Accountability. In this presentation, we are going to provide a short overview of what balanced assessment systems are and why they are important to student learning. First, let's define what is meant by the term balanced assessment system. Balanced assessment systems are a series of assessments used in concert with one another. They are used for different purposes at different times of the year to fulfill different data needs. Balanced assessment systems generally include three types of assessment: summative, benchmark, and formative. When we talk about balanced assessment, we are referring to the idea of having multiple measures to provide a balanced picture of a student's learning. The balance occurs when we don't rely on one measure to tell the entire story of a student's growth as a learner. So the idea is not to have an equal amount of each type of assessment, but rather as many different data points from assessments to guide teaching practice that will in turn improve student outcomes. We see two main purposes to balanced assessment systems. One, to provide a range of information about academic achievement, and two, to determine the best practices and policies that will result in improvements to student learning. Balanced assessment systems can also be thought of as a continuum of strategies. This ranges from formative or daily classroom assessments to periodic checkpoints, also called interim or benchmark assessments, to annual snapshots of student achievement characterized by summative assessments. Effectively using assessment strategies means matching the right assessment type to the right data needs. This chart shows the range of assessment options by type. It is important to think of assessment purposes along a continuum in order to paint a complete picture of student knowledge and skills. It is not necessary to label each assessment, but rather match your need to the purpose. The first arrow in this graphic is what. The second is when, whether the assessment is given for immediate feedback at multiple points across time or as an annual assessment. The third arrow is for whom, and the fourth is why.
The new national assessment systems, like the Smarter Balanced Assessment Consortium, are being created around the balanced assessment concept. Here we see Smarter's theory of action that leads to all students being college and career ready. Starting with the Common Core, teachers will triangulate information from formative, interim, and summative options in the Smarter system to ensure that their students are on track to move to the next grade level. As we mentioned, different assessments serve different purposes. No one test will do everything, and no one piece of data will tell you everything about a student. Educators must view isolated data with caution. For example, there are a number of standardized assessments that our office oversees. Each assessment provides important information that the other assessments cannot tell us. To be clear about this example, we are showing various assessments that the state makes available for schools to use, or assessments that are required under state and federal accountability laws. This graphic depicts the big data picture and moves to more granular information that pinpoints instructional next steps. These assessments provide different information. State-level assessments fulfill our state and federal reporting requirements, such as the school report card. District-level assessments often help districts that are monitoring progress towards local goals, or may help in program evaluation, such as monitoring whether a bilingual education program is having positive effects. And the classroom-level assessments provide rapid information to the teacher who can make immediate instructional changes. Formative practices are ongoing, daily occurrences that allow the teacher to adjust instruction on the fly. At the district level, these examples provided at the district level shown on this graphic are not required. Such assessments could be part of district practices and may be helpful to both administrators and classroom teachers. For example, a district may purchase STAR reading and make available to all reading teachers in the district for progress monitoring purposes. At the classroom level, teachers likely use all three types of assessment data. They may use WTCE data to identify which students are not yet proficient, which helps instructional planning. They may use data from benchmark assessments to see how much a student has grown over a period of time. This also helps educators reflect on their own instructional practice, and they may use this information from yesterday's quiz to plan tomorrow's instruction.
We've discussed what balanced assessment systems look like, and now we are going to discuss some of the major features that make balanced assessment systems advantageous. They are accuracy, speed, and data. A balanced assessment system provides a more accurate picture of each individual student's knowledge and skills. Also, a balanced assessment system provides teachers with faster results so they may individualize teaching, and they provide schools with more information and more flexibility. These advantages are possible by leveraging technology and computer adaptive testing, which Wisconsin is moving towards. Let's talk about the advantage of more information or data. The various options in the Smarter Assessment System are shown here. With this flexibility, educators have access to data along a continuum. And when we refer to data, we mean any information that an educator gathers. Data does not necessarily need to be a score. In a balanced assessment system, educators will have access to multiple data points from multiple types of assessments. For example, the information from formative assessment should help teachers effectively plan lessons for students who need more instruction on the standards being taught. Data from the statewide summative assessments report proficiency and growth on those standards. This chart shows the range of data needs along a continuum of assessment choices. This is our assessment system by purpose chart. If you would like to download this chart, a PDF version is available on the DPI website. And this graphic shows the options available to educators within the Smarter Balanced Assessment. You will see that these options mirror the formative, benchmark, and summative assessment options we've already discussed.
With regard to faster results to individualized teaching, as you can see here, we're using the example of PALS data for individualizing teaching. So it is able to identify students for small group instruction. Student data is collected from PALS, provided a direct means of matching literacy instruction to specific literacy needs. Also includes small group instruction that can be effective for classroom organization techniques that could be utilized when groups of students present similar needs. We're also able to identify areas to adjust classroom instruction or curriculum. If an entire classroom struggles with one or more tasks, the PALS results could be used by the teacher as a tool to guide and adjust future instruction. PALS provides a variety of lesson plan options that can be used to improve literacy instruction. And also you're able to use PALS data as a component of student school learning objectives. PALS data are one source of developing SLOs that can be used for educator evaluation. Computer adaptive results are provided far more quickly than results from paper and pencil tests, so educators, students, and parents receive timely feedback. Another key advantage of a balanced assessment system is the rapid turnaround of results. As we mentioned, Wisconsin's assessment system is moving to an online testing environment where we can take advantage of computer adaptive testing. Computer adaptive testing returns results in days instead of months. Also, the new assessments provide interim checkpoints and real-time assessment activities for teachers to embed the lessons. Feedback from these tools enables teachers to immediately gauge student progress. Computer adaptive results are more precise in telling parents and educators what their students know. These assessments help identify areas of improvement on which both students and teachers can focus. Because computer adaptive tests like Smarter Balance use a student's answer to one question to adapt the next question, it provides a more accurate picture of their individual student performance. Additionally, performance tasks allow students to demonstrate their learning in ways that are not possible with a multiple choice test. Students are better able to access the test using computer-based accommodations. For example, students will now be able to increase font size and flag items to revisit. This allows students to demonstrate what they know without the disadvantage of text size. A key method of ensuring an accurate picture of a student's knowledge and skills is through the use of computer-based accommodations. On the left side, we see the conceptual model underlining the Smarter Balanced Accommodations guidelines. Please note that this model, like the other assessment systems, strives to provide every student with a positive and productive assessment experience and to generate results that are a fair and accurate picture of each student's achievements. On the right side of the slide are two examples of what a student will see on the actual test. As you can see, the online environment offers a variety of universal tools that any student can access. For example, students do not need to have a disability to access the magnifying glass.
In summary, there are multiple types of assessments in a balanced assessment system. Using summative, interim, and formative assessments provides a richer picture of student learning. It is not necessary to have the same amount of formative, benchmark, and summative assessments. Rather, it is important to have a balance of student achievement data. Results from assessments within a balanced assessment system are integrated into teaching practice, leading to instruction that is tailored to student needs. Wisconsin is implementing balanced assessment systems at the state level. Districts, schools, and individual teachers are strongly encouraged to use a balanced assessment approach in their daily practices as well. We'd like to leave you with a few additional resources. Please contact the Office of Student Assessment if you have any questions about this presentation. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.